So the fun thing right now, I actually happen to be in this moment, I'm in Yonkers, New York. And today I have a speaking engagement at University of Mount St. Vincent. I went to the basketball game last night, and the athletic director, Phil, gave me this gear. So I might actually just wear this with my suit. The funny thing is I actually forgot my white shirt because I was rushing yesterday, so my button up I didn't have. But I have this nice burgundy quarter zip that goes with my suit that I was just gonna wear instead. But he gave me this, and I don't know, maybe I'll just do this. So today is day 16. Honestly, I'm a little, I don't know if nervous is the word. I just really wanna do a good job today. And by good job, that means that what I really want to be able to do is offer something that is actually specifically helpful for the students and perhaps even for the faculty. The conversation is loosely about creating future generations of leaders. And that's kind of the broader topic for the entire conference or summit. And my particular topic is AI and entrepreneurship. And so I've been working in AI and tech for about 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Man, time flies. And so I think I'm just gonna talk to the students about the key to everything. When we talk about AI and entrepreneurship, I'm not sure where the direction goes. I'm pretty sure I'll define entrepreneurship for them and leave them with a definition that I feel like is very human and very simple. And at the same time, I want to demystify and clarify for them that so I just took a deep breath because it's almost like I'm going into performance mode and I don't want to perform. I have my ego coin with me. It's over there, actually. But it says ego on both sides. And there's a ritual that I do that was started maybe 12, 13 years ago. And it's called the ego check. And before I would start meetings, before I would give speeches, talks, what have you, I would always do an ego check. And actually, I think I should start doing that even before I do these daily reflections. This is a morning reflection for day 16, and maybe perhaps I'll do a reflection at the end of the day as well, but let me just start with the ego check. Okay, my name is Rashad Howard. In front of me, I have an opportunity to go and serve others. And what I want to remember right now is that the goal is to serve others. I do not need to prove anything. I do not need to feel guilty about anything. I just need to express myself as fully. And so I want to check the big ego, the part of me that wants to be dynamic and exciting, and to bring sort of additional glory to myself. I want to check that because, to be honest, it's actually not about me at all. I want to check the small part of the ego, the little voice inside of me that's concerned or worried that I might not be big or important enough. I'm gonna check that small part of me that still tells me that I should be afraid and that I'm not good enough at something, that I don't have enough experience, and the thing that I didn't realize might still be there, and that's like questioning whether or not I have value when I'm everything, I am enough. Put this coin in my pocket and maybe do this again before I go on stage. Day 16, no way. No way. So I woke up actually a couple hours ago, and in my head, I was still in the bed, but thinking about something that I wanted to talk about today. And one of the concepts was overflow, because it's something that I care deeply about with business. I call it the flow and overflow. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but it says, the theme, you give from fullness, not lack, not scarcity. What wants to overflow through me today? Let one moment of overflow happen. A video, a piece of music, a gesture, a message, a lesson. No polishing, no agenda, spill. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The universe provides everything I need and everything that I possibly desire, I already am. Notice how giving amplifies energy when it's not tied to outcome. Notice how giving amplifies energy when it's not tied to outcome. Rashad, the outcomes are irrelevant. This is absolutely a concept that I use in the Key to Everything, where I say when you go through the process of going from inputs to thoughts to beliefs to actions to habits and then outcomes, and then you loop back around through experiences and go back to your inputs. I always say the outcomes are irrelevant, and that the most important thing is to be in the process and to just be present with the process, to be honest and present in the process. And the outcome is irrelevant. No agenda, no polishing. Let one moment of overflow happen. Give from fullness, not lack. What wants to overflow through me today? Honestly, the opportunity to let people know that they are limitless and that entrepreneurship is one of the greatest creative expressions that a human can have. And it's really just another expression of service into the world. And then what happens with that service is there's, if done well, you're in flow. You're doing something that is actually effortless for you because it comes directly from what's inside of you. It comes from a space of passion and love, a space of fullness and capacity. And to be honest, love is completely infinite. And so when you're tied into something that you truly believe in, you're doing for the right reasons, and you're using and expressing your greatest talents to do so. And the greatest talents that you have are the things that you do easily, the things that you don't have to try hard to do. But using those in service, that creates a tremendous value. The smallest piece of the value is money that is exchanged. That's one criteria of value, and it's the smallest piece in the actual overall scorecard of value. There's other things, and that is goodwill, motivation, inspiration, satisfaction, fulfilling one's sense of hope, creating an option through your service for someone to survive a little bit longer or to thrive in their survival. Tapping into someone's curiosity and inspiring and igniting that curiosity in some way, shape, or form. These are all so much bigger and they last for so much longer. There's quality in it. That value will actually sustain over time. And that's way more than the money that is exchanged. And for people who are exchanging money, particularly when they see that exchange of money as something that is a particularly valuable or important transaction on their part, that money means a lot to them to give away. You fulfilling or solving a real problem in their lives through your creativity, talent, and expression, and offering in return to them something that is more than a 1-for-1 and a zero-sum game transaction, but you're essentially giving to them from the source, sincerely and effortlessly. What they get in return is greater than the value for the money that they spent. And what you get in return for that giving. I was thinking about overflow this morning, and it reminded me of Luke 6:38. It is a Bible verse about the principles of generosity and reciprocity, the process of giving. What happens in entrepreneurship when it's pure, when it's real? It's a process of generosity, giving, effortless action of your full talents and everything, where you, from a place of sincerity, the actual verse is, give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. The concept here is that the merchants would give, when someone would come to purchase grain, what the merchants would attempt to do is they put the grain into a container and then they would press it down and then shake it so that they can give more and put more into the container. And they would do that and they would pour it into the laps or the robes of the people who were buying it. And it was a good measure, pressed down and shaken for the purpose of creating overflow. I think about overflow is the flow and the overflow. When you're actually giving in a space of flow, the state is described as a state of complete immersion and energized focus in an activity. A state of deep concentration where a person is fully absorbed in an activity, losing track of time and self-consciousness. The use of artificial intelligence is for the purpose of maximizing people's state of flow. Ability to use their best talents, best critical thinking skills, best qualities and their best imagination to achieve optimal outcomes, if you will, from their efforts. And I argue that organization has what's called a conscious advantage. One of the byproducts of that conscious advantage is a thing called competitive advantage. And so when you bring in the use of organizations that properly implement AI are going to be implementing AI, or entrepreneurs that are properly implementing artificial intelligence in their own lives and in the businesses that they're starting. And that activity creates an exchange where the value is pressed down, shaken together, and running over, poured back into your lap. And that running over, poured back into your lap is a thing of overflow. And that one of the greatest motivations for me now, when I think about building and being in business and being an entrepreneur, I think the greatest motivation and drive for me now is what to do with that overflow. Because my needs are going to be met mostly in the optimal performance, in the transaction itself, in the getting to be who I actually am in the world, and receiving fair value in exchange for that service that I bring into the world. And then the overflow means that there's extra money that I don't necessarily just need to use to buy the biggest mansion, the biggest house, the biggest car, the biggest whatever, and to hoard all of that to prove to other entrepreneurs that I have created more. I get to use the overflow to actually provide services and support and uplifting motivational energy, physical access to resources to those who need access and otherwise can't get it, who otherwise don't have the money to pay for those things, yet still should have the greatest capacity and access to opportunities to thrive in this world. I think about for every house, for every resort that is built where we have wellness retreats, that there are essentially housing built for people who otherwise would not have homes. For every restaurant that we have that serves people and feeds them at conferences and summits and retreats and within businesses themselves, we're able to also provide the same amount of service running over to those who need food. And the idea of service and support is what's at the heart of all of this. And the whole concept of overflow is exactly what I wanted to talk about today. Just continue to work on myself, and the business and the opportunities just continue to unfold. The greater extent that I'm dedicated to being the good human and actually working and actually expressing myself in the most authentic way possible, the greater the opportunities and the clear pathway comes in front of me. There was a thing I think I read early on in this journey. It was a piece about getting to a point where you have clarity and you're moving with action, but instead of you having to pick the right path and then continue to blaze this trail or walk down this path where you're unclear about what the outcomes are going to be, the pathway starts moving you and you're not even walking anymore. You're just doing what you're supposed to do, immersed, and the pathway moves itself and it takes you to exactly where you need to be. So I have to get ready actually to get out of here. I need to change into my quarter zip. My name is Rashad Howard. This is the Key to Everything, day 16.